My name's Peter Grant. I've just spent the last few years helping organisations deal with the challenges of digital disruption. I'd like to take a moment to discuss how the digital revolution is impacting local government. You know, I've done a lot of work with local councils over the last 15 years, and I feel I have a good understanding of your challenges. You're facing increasing community demands across a broad range of products and services, increasing regulation from state and federal government, and shrinking revenue sources with significant price sensitivity. Resource constraints, access to skills, quality skills and the number of people, and an IT vendor community that's learned to be sluggish. And on top of that, we're at the start of the digital revolution. The world is really changing around us. We just don't make telephone calls from phone booths anymore. We're unlikely to just use computers that sit on our desk. So many things we use these days are mobile. We're unlikely to get all of our information from books. We're unlikely to hail a cab in the street anymore because we can use services such as Uber. Most people these days catch the news on places other than newspapers, and hardly anybody would use the Yellow Pages to find someone anymore. Video stores are quickly disappearing because we can download movies from the internet, and we're very unlikely to buy our music in a shop. It's very unlikely to use traffic reports from television stations because most people can get those there on their mobile phone. And if you want to raise funds even, these days that can be done through services over the internet rather than holding a bucket in the street. The federal government has recognised this change and under Minister Turnbull have established the Digital Transformation Office. The Digital Transformation Office is designed to improve and transform the federal government's service delivery. But if you think about it, the federal government doesn't provide many services. But at the same time, they're prepared to fund the Digital Transformation Office with several hundreds of millions of dollars. So what about organisations that do a lot of service, like local government? How is that going to work for you? The digital revolution is real, and most councils are not managing the impacts very well. Even fewer are taking advantage of the opportunities. Let's look at the impacts. In 2009, Blockbuster Video in the US had an annual revenue of $1 billion a year. By 2012, they were out of business. Customers had found a new and better way of accessing movies. So what went wrong? Well, initially, Blockbuster Video believed they were on the right track with video stores. They were slow to react. They ignored customer desires. One could argue they didn't really know what their customers wanted. Their initial response, when they knew they were in trouble, was to cut costs by $300 million, seemingly in the belief that they were doing the right thing, it just cost too much. And finally, when against the wall, they created a website because they believed that having a website was their access to the internet and a solution to their problem. People ask me questions like, is this digital revolution just a fad? Will it fade away in a couple of years? Questions like this follow the fatal Blockbuster Video pattern. They're ignoring the problem. The reality is the digital revolution is underpinning fundamental changes in the way we work, the way we play even. Every organisation will have to respond with a total rethink of the business they're in. The digital revolution isn't going away. If anything, it's gaining momentum. Unfortunately, there's a growing list of failed organisations from Borders Books, Blockbuster Video, maybe even Australia Post, whose strategy has simply been to wait it out. It's important to understand that this is not about technology. It's not about whether or not you're using the cloud. This is about fundamental business change. How can your IT team help then? Well, for the last 20 years, councils have been asking their IT teams to keep the lights on, and most have done a really good job at that. The problem is your IT team have become experts in delivering yesterday's solutions, and in many cases, they believe their tenure is connected to just that role. For this reason, your IT team may not be completely impartial when giving advice about changes to their own business model. And changes to your business models is something that's fundamental to responding to the digital revolution challenges. One example of IT team impartiality is the MAV enablement platform. Only the more strategic aware council IT teams are likely to recognise its benefit. Others will incorrectly interpret the initiative as a challenge to their jobs. The responsibility for managing the impacts of the digital revolution is not in IT. the responsibility is in the hands of CEOs and executives. We know that organisations facing digital disruption challenges fail because they're not proactive. They're unprepared to re-engineer their business. IT can't re-engineer your business, only you can. Yes, there are challenges, quite a few actually, but digital disruption also provides a number of valuable opportunities. These include the ability to reduce significantly the operating costs through sourcing options that up until now just simply didn't exist. The ability to become far more agile, become an organisation that can implement major initiatives in days, not years. And the ability to interact with the community at a level of intimacy that's never been possible. Organisations that have failed as a result of the pressures of digital disruption haven't taken advantage of any of these. I can't imagine why. Without leadership, there'll be no change. Some change will be difficult. Many people will tell you it's not required, but we know it is. Remember Blockbuster, remember Borders. They didn't think change was required either. Your organisation, your people, and your community are depending on leadership from you. I hope this short presentation has made you think about digital challenges facing council and started you considering what you might do. For those already on the journey, I hope this has provided some support for your initiatives. Thank you.